Hey, you guys, it is Invite the Light coming to you with yet another reading on Meghan Markle and her dad, aka Problem Father. All right, so let me just clear this stuff off my screen. It always pops up as soon as I put on a live, like all these reminders and carrying on, it seems. So just want to clear those off and then we'll get started. Okay, great. So just so you guys know, Meghan Markle's father had come out with an interview last week. I can't even remember at this point the garbage that he said. It was just about 4 or 5 days ago. But what I do remember is that he said it was going to be his last interview. I think that he complained about Harry or something. I don't know why I go completely blank right now. But then he comes out with this interview today talking about God, I'm like totally blank right now. I don't know why, but he's just talking like so much crap or whatever. He called the royal family like a cult. And basically I want to say that he compared Meghan to a Stepford Wife, which is the that movie from like the 70s or the 80s or something like that about the housewives in suburbia who kind of get programmed to be basically like robotic or whatever. And so everybody always in the United States would use that term if someone was too robotic as a woman or whatever. Oh, she's a Stepford Wife. And I think Nicole Kidman, I think the movie was remade like, I don't know, maybe like 10 or 15 years ago, something like that. But anyway, whatever. So, I mean, he's just really becoming like difficult beyond measure. So I guess what I want to take a look at and just see is how is Harry and Meghan actually doing at this point with Markle. This card wanted to pop up. This is the Wheel of Fortune. Somehow I get there's a cycle that's ending, but there's also like this the non-traditional portion of this card would be like not, world fame to me. But it's like Arista. It's notoriety instead of what is this? Sorry. Not right now. Okay. Yeah, it's like notoriety instead of real fame or whatever. And it's just kind of like it's been set in motion since Harry and Meghan have kind of gone on vacation or whatever. It seems that Mr. Markle may have gotten a little more triggered. That's what this card is just indicating to me as well. Once again, I see the Empress here with the Daughter of Cups. I do feel like Meghan, like I said in the former readings, like that she's announced a pregnancy. If this is not a pregnancy, this could be, I don't want to say this is the Queen, but this could be her really coming into her own. This could be her mother actually coming in. So either she has announced a pregnancy or, her mother is coming in to offer support finally. And I don't want to say finally, but, So let's see what else is going on here. I feel like in the midst of all of this, once again, she's just kind of moving forward. She's just basically shedding and freeing herself. The more that her father seems to do this, she's just shedding attachment and going free and going free and going free and just walking out in faith. I do believe, Markle knows that he is eventually in one form or another causing issues between her and the royal family. And I do think that is starting to really take a toll, where they're starting to kind of be like, okay, look, Meghan, we kind of put up with this, but now this is a freaking annoyance, and you just being associated with it, you're an annoyance. I feel like it's starting to turn that way just a little bit. There's a little bit of veneer of that around. But I think that with the Ace of Swords card here, and then the Hierophant under that, oh, and there's the Death card as well, and then there's another 10 that's another end. I think really good things are going to happen with this coming to an end. I don't know how this is going to end. It's going to be very interesting. It looks like with this card sitting here, which is yet another 10, I believe that's 3. No. Well, that's 3 endings, basically. Somehow they're going to shut down Markle. You know, it's going to be interesting. I don't know how they're going to do it. And once they do, everything is really going to turn back to normal. You know, she and Harry, I was concerned about her and Harry, but she and Harry, they really have a pretty darn good relationship. They're a little bit off kilter, to be quite honest. I think they're both a little bit exhausted, and I think there are some emotions that Harry and Meghan are probably, especially Harry at this point, because it does put a strain on him and his own family and his personal choice for her, in choosing her, and then having this go on. You know, this is obviously the last thing that the royals expect. They're a lot more low key, even though they've had tons of their own drama. They still don't like spectacles, you know. So I think that things are coming to an end. It'll be very interesting. I wonder in what form this is going to take. Let me take these cards. I'm still looking at these over here. There may possibly be with the Ace of Swords and the High and the Queen, but from the institution. And I feel like it might be spoken, not written. This will be interesting, and whatever the case it is, it should be quite well crafted so that it's really transitioning out, taking the steam out of the press, reporting this stuff, and taking the steam. I think that the strategy is to take the steam out of the press, because basically without the press, they don't have anything. I mean, Markle's now on social media, and even if he were, you know, all he's going to do is get freaking eaten alive by people telling him to shut STFU, you know, seriously. I mean, this is like, it's such fucking bullying, you know, and it's someone STFU in the next, I can't help it, I guess. I'm very aggressive. Anyway, so with this 10 of Wands, I mean, this has been a huge, huge burden for Meghan. I mean, she really feels guilty about this. She doesn't know how to handle this, but she's trying to free herself of these burdens. Her main focus, I think, is to just make her amends with the family. But I really do think that he has managed, and this is whether it's unconscious or conscious, he is like strategically trying to fucking destroy her equilibrium and the rapport that she has with this family. And here, this card actually usually represents the Queen. She is really unhappy. Really, really unhappy. It's very funny. Usually the Emperor, the Queen does pick us up, and I don't read my cards. I tend not to read my cards upside down predominantly, unless they, you know, come in like that. But the Queen usually in all of my readings, she shows up as this Emperor, okay? Upside down, I think she's kind of, you know, it's really kind of destroying her rapport a bit with Meghan. I believe they will make it past this, but you know how it is, like when something with somebody happens and it becomes an imposition. You know, at the first week, second week, or 8th week, it's kind of like, don't worry about it, Meg, you know, or whatever. Although I don't feel that they've ever, you know, it doesn't feel very their British stiff upper lip, quote unquote thing. You know, people quote them as being, as encouraging her like that, you know, but the indirect encouragement that they give her and the things that they give her, like, it's becoming a strain, you know, it's a little bit annoying now. They're a little bit not that happy to see her, you know, type of deal. So I don't know what she can do. Queen is really fucking unhappy. excuse me, again, she is really unhappy showing up like this. And again, here's this temperance card. You know, I believe that the queen has a very good relationship with Meghan, not only with Meghan, but of course with Harry, as we know. I do see this relationship as being restored. These two cards, the one that I'm pressing right here and this one, they're the same card. So this is shown up twice. There's a lack of equilibrium, and this is also representing the queen losing patience, although this by itself can tell you that, but this is really emphasizing it. She's really lost patience. So, and I think the other thing that kind of pisses her off a bit is that she's kind of been proud of the fact that the queen, the royal family, has always taken this higher road of not dignifying anyone with a response. And I think this time around, things have been so difficult and so just tacky, let's say, or it's just so, classless, that someone does have to come out and say something about it. It's been overwhelming and it's ongoing. It's just like, you have this father, basically, I mean, I'm not even sure about his mental constitution necessarily at this point, fully. I feel like he's all there, but I feel like the way he processes things and, I feel like there's some kind of, as Wendy Williams would say, some kind of tick there with him, And so I feel like again, he spends a lot of time ruminating, making up stuff, creating these stories, and you could kind of feel it coming out in his interviews. Like sometimes the way he talks about the royal family is like they are sitting around doing nothing but thinking about fucking ignoring him. It's like, no, we wake up, we happen to have our own lives, just like you have your own life, running through stuff, and going and picking up your buckets of chicken. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I'm just saying, like, you're annoying, Mr. Markle. You're really fucking annoying to people here. Like the bullying, people having to witness that, you just lashing out at your daughter like this and lashing out to the royal family. Like they didn't offer to pay for your ticket to come over to the wedding that you decided not to go to. And then plus on top of that, you guys, I saw something on his first wedding. So, I mean, what's the problem? I think, I don't know where she got married. I'm not trying to pay that hard attention to it, but how YouTube, now everything royal comes up on my my timeline, so I see it even if I don't click on it. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, he apparently didn't show up to her other wedding. So let me just take a look at this. So I'm feeling like here, of course, again, there's a lot of heartbreak. There's a lot, and even Markle and his other daughter, they're very much so in pain, But these are like pains that I feel they're immaturely projecting onto Meghan, Let me just take a look at this again. I feel like this stuff has diminished some of the. I don't want to say it's diminished some of the rapport, but it's kind of worn out. It's really, this is fucked up. I'm sorry to say it. This is fucked up because I'm just looking at these cards. They're a little bit hard to read in a way, but what I can see is, Harry and Meghan have gone through a lot, and it's kind of like they're making a decision now. I see they're making a decision, even more concerted effort, in my opinion, to be a little more unified. They're not that they weren't unified before, because they have a good foundation together, but to be a little bit more unified, because if they're not careful and they don't pay attention to their relationship and nurturing it, this press stuff is really putting a strain, a bit on them. They're doing well overall, so I don't even, even with this strain and even not paying attention ridiculously to really nurturing their relationship and the challenges it goes through every day with this awful press, they're doing very well. They're like very much so on the same page. I think they're going to be great parents. That's what I think. And I think what they're doing is, yeah, what I can see is enjoying themselves in that countryside that they have been talking about, having a wonderful time. They maybe even be out there kind of praying together and meditating. I feel like she's like bringing him sort of into like a bit of maybe like meditation or something. Maybe a little awkward for him, but but I think he's like doing it. And I do believe, you know, they're trying to really relax in this, what I believe is her early stages of pregnancy and preparing for her childbirth or whatever. In any case, if this does not represent a child, they are feeling, you know, their togetherness when all this extra negative pressure isn't on them. They are very happy. They are very free and just having a really, really good time together. So I really feel like everything is generally okay for them, because that's what I was concerned about. So let's see what kind of energies are going on. What is Markles, Thomas Markle, like what's his thing? You know, let me just ask here. What is Thomas Markle's gossip? All right, so we know that. I mean, she's just trying to figure out if there are any beggar. Okay, you guys saw that fly out, beggar and gossip. So this is definitely about money for him. I was just wondering, are there any underlying thing? What is his view, his true view toward his daughter? The vampire card wanted to come out, but it didn't. It almost did. I still think I saw the scribe card there. His view toward his daughter. I kind of feel like she's so lighthearted, you know, seemingly, that he definitely feels like he can lash about, you know, like, I don't, she's probably strong, but that niceness gives off also, unfortunately, a pushover energy. So it feels to me like he's feeling very comfortable. But here's the card, which is wonderful. The queen is definitely going to come in, you know, on this. She is no fool. Wow. The queen is going to come in and put this to bed. Definitely. I also do see him viewing his daughter and the other half of this as a queen and as a hero. Somehow she has sort of rescued him. I feel like if he did not have her, he would have descended further into depression very early on in life. I don't know why I get this hit, possibly suicide. I don't want to make any claims, but I do get that hit, kind of, you know, a real descent over time into depression. I don't know what goes on with him, but whatever the case is, I do feel like this is actually coming to an end. Let's take a look at what's going to go on with the sister. I love it that the Queen's card came up as a heroine. So I really think their strategy, like I said, is to get rid of the press. All right. Is to just take the air out of the press. And how I see it is how, you know, how those bombs they used to talk about, people used to drop in Afghanistan, in certain caves and things like that, and a bomb would like suck out the oxygen. That's how I feel like with the Queen, like what she's going to somehow make some kind of moves in the press to kind of suck that out. So yeah, I should ask what her plan is, actually. whatever. I picked these cards up. I feel like they are going to be free. There is going to be some kind of announcement. It may be even through all the vessels of the press, including TMZ-ish. I don't think they'll go to TMZ directly, but you know, it definitely may be something here. There is some kind of notice of some kind of, you know, announcement of some kind of celebration. It could be like, I don't know if they're publicly deciding to announce her pregnancy. I feel like in reality they would never do that, but the way the cards look here, it looks like it either that or they're going to invite a group of the press to come into their lives just a little bit to see that they're a good, cohesive family. And that's it. I don't really see like any real sit-down interviews or anything like that. But whatever the case is, you know, I really always get good cards for this royal family. I feel like, you know, I don't feel any reptilian. None of that craziness comes in here. You know, there may be some Masonic, there may be some secret society stuff, knowing certain secrets over time in the esoteric if they wanted to or whatever, or, you know, certain codes or whatever. I don't know how to explain that. I'm not going to get into it. I feel like they probably know some of that, but they don't. I feel like that's not even much of a focus. And I feel like that'll be lost more and more, you know, once William, Harry, and their children take over. I feel like that kind of thing will disappear. So I do see really good endings here. I don't see anything really affecting anything. Actually, there may be an announcement of a reconciliation. And even though there's a reconciliation, though, I don't feel like they're going to be letting, if there were, I don't feel like they're going to be letting this man into the royal family. I don't feel like it's going to be like that. I feel like it's going to be like a couple of maybe op-ed pieces with Harry and Meghan and taking a picture with the father, having coffee together or something of that extent. That's how I feel. And there would be a resolution. At the end of the day, this relationship lasts to your haters' dismay out there, you know? Just never seen such a group of, I mean, it's really a bit ridiculous to have so much energy over that. Yeah, I just feel like, you know what, Meghan altogether is really, she's over the things that her father's doing. That's my opinion. So let me just see about this sister. I want to ask. She's going on this Big Brother thing. So like, what the hell is her deal? She got the visionary card comes out for her. I have no clue why. She totally doesn't deserve that card. I just think I feel from this card, I feel more delusionary, but you know, I think she just sees. You guys saw it here. Well, I hope you saw it anyway. The card came out, right? So yeah, she envisions being able to make a lot of money on the Midas and the Miser card. She's just looking, yeah, she's just money hungry. And what is she gonna be at the end of all this? After her Big Brother thing and all this. The engineer card came over here. I really also believe it went over here. So I believe she's also been like, you know, she has been engineering stuff with the father or whatever. Very interesting. Yeah, definitely. I mean, she's been trying. I think, you know, the father feels overwhelmed with stuff so easily, and then she comes in as the so-called like I told you before in other readings, it's coming in again. It's like, Dad, let me just handle this for you. Just tell the media that. Like, I could just see the attitude. Just tell them, you know, I mean, she can't do this to you. She's ignoring you. She's mistreating you. You know, so what? She took the pictures. It's so childish of her. Who does she think she is? She'd be nothing without you, you know, and just go ahead and do what you need to do because you're not going to get anything from her right now. So go ahead and take the check or whatever, you know, like just stuff like that. So, I mean, she's coming in, engineering all of this stuff, in my opinion, behind it. I'm not exactly sure. There's Justice card. I feel like it's karmic. It's going to be called out. There's going to be an end to this. There's only so much you can really do. She might even be approached by with a lawsuit. I'm not exactly sure. I'd like to think no. But these are definitely her cards. Visionary, prostitute, miser, and then child, you know, child magical, because she's the one creating all of the things. And let's see. Visionary, prostitute, miser, and trickster. All right, yeah, so she's just, you know, all over the place with this. Anyway, so I really see them doing well. I see Harry and Meghan just having a good time with each other. Again, very much so into each other, having a very nice time, trying to learn to forgive as well. I do believe there's this beautiful thing that Meghan wrote on her blog in closing. And anyway, at the end of it, she's just saying how she enjoyed this journey with people, you know, something to that extent. And in the end, she says, whatever the case, you know, something I'm paraphrasing, my friend, just as I've always told you, remember you are enough. Like, this is a nice girl, you know, telling, you know, having a life purpose to tell people to feel like they are enough. They don't have to be more. They don't have to be less. They don't have to dumb themselves down. It's safe for them to be them. You know, I think that this is a good person overall and in general, and it shows in the cards. I don't care what you freaking haters say. I don't get anything on her being conniving and all this. So everything I think overall is good. And let's see. You know, we're starting to get into the 30-minute thing. What does the actual plan look like to stop Thomas Markle and what does the actual plan look like to stop Thomas Markle and that Samantha? I see money. These same cards came out. So I feel like they feel like Thomas Markle and Samantha, this is what this seems like. They feel like they can keep getting this money, and the money that they're getting, they're poorly spending. But they feel like this is their cash cow, a steady stream or whatever, and they really don't mind who the fuck they hurt, you know. I feel like they've just overstepped boundaries with Meghan, of course, in the past as well. Like, I feel like they treat her like she's a bit of a pushover, even though I'm sure she's a strong person, but that nice personality and stuff like that as well, like, it's considered a bit of a weakness. And I feel like they have walked over her, and it's just like, just do what you need to do and then just tell her to deal with it later. I feel like that's what's going on here. I do feel like the two of them definitely, I mean, that daughter is trying to engineer some kind of meetup with the father and Meghan. That's for sure. Let me see what else is going on. She's still going to be very defensive, that sister. She thinks by just pushing and pushing and trying to keep herself out in the media that her ship is going to come in, her money. She's looking for that big ass payday, and what the heck is that? She's just not gonna get it. Hold on one second here. Sorry, you guys, I got distracted by a big old noise. All right, let me refocus here. Yeah, I just feel like she feels she's gonna get money out of the institution, but there's some man behind this as well. To me, the queen, they're like, chick, you think you're smart, but we got you. You are not getting money. This is that father sitting there. I mean, she's trying to control him. They're trying to have these plans. I could see, they're gonna try to utilize this and play up as a happy family. I feel like in the media, eventually you're gonna try to work on it, but I just feel like people, they're not going to be successful, and people are still going to recognize them as spiritually deficient. All right, so I was trying to ask about the queen and what their plan is going to be. What is the PR plan to bring these attacks to an end? That's too many cards. Sorry, guys. Excuse me 1 second. Okay. All right, so I'm just actually going to end this video because it's getting too long, and then I'll maybe come back with the other half of it. Thanks.